Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for round 13 men's Superliga match between the Perth Pumas and Futsal Factory. We'll get the team sheets for you in just a second. Perth Pumas in their red and white tops, going left to right on your screen. Futsal Factory in their traditional yellow. We see a misplaced pass from Kevin Punselli early on. Futsal Factory also giving away possession. Kaijan looking to turn and shoot. Gets the left foot snapshot, but unable to beat the defender first time out. Connolly with a ball across. Punselli cleans up the scraps. Stephenson for Connolly, looking for a little outside of the foot flick. Just didn't make contact. So for the Pumas, we have in number 10, Kaijan, number 7, Kevin Punselli, 19, Amar Jahel, number 44, Matt Stephenson, 8, Gordon Tiong, as we see a header just over the Pumas bar, number 22, John Connolly, 17, Bennett Vesey, in goal, Raiden Tran, number 1, and number 5, Finlay Alexander. For Futsal Factory, number 9, John van der Heijden, number 1, Jason Majura, number 11, Harry Livings, number 8, Ollie Standing, number 10, Sandy Mackay, and number 7, Nick van der Heijden. So, Futsal Factory with a kick in deep in their half. Mackay gets the ball off for John van der Heijden. Unable to beat the pressure, but they have won the kick in. Standing to take the kick in. Majura looking for Mackay but can't find him. Sorry, Livings that was looking for Mackay. Connolly on the ball, out to Stephenson. Futsal Factory content to be sitting quite deep at the moment. Mackay wins the ball well. And a finish there at the far post from Matt Stephenson after a mistake initially by Livings puts the Perth Pumas 1-0 up. So a neat left foot finish there by Matt Stephenson. Futsal Factory looking to answer quickly. Standing with quick feet. Unable to keep possession though. Connolly for Punselli. To Jean. Connolly. Little body feint there to try and beat his defender, but then misplaced his pass. Van der Heijden looking for Mackay. Tran cleans up in goal. Again, Futsal Factory looking to drop deeper. They've always been a team that preferred to play with a very short bench, but at the moment they only have the bare 5, and that's not been enough over the last couple of seasons for them. I believe it was 3 seasons ago they made it, 3 summers ago they made it to the final, but that was with 6 or 7 players each week. At the moment, recent history, they've only been having 5 or 6 and have struggled in matches. Connolly going across goal, and that ball beats Mandura out for a corner. Punselli moving. Stephenson's pass. Just a little bit under the feet of Punselli. Van der Heijden. Looking for Mackay at pivot. Unable to win the ball against Punselli though. Jean looking for Stephenson at the far post. McKay's at the far post. Standing. McKay, shots blocked by Jean. And Tran makes a save with his legs. And then the follow-up, Kai Jean, one of the only players who would have been able to get as back as quickly as he did. Extremely athletic young man. That acceleration that he has, probably one of the best in the league. Teammate Gordon Tiong in his prime may have been close, but as we see Alexander scuff his shot wide at the far post. But yeah, a few other players, Ches Houston, Jacob Felstead in the past, would have given Jean a run for his money at his peak, but certainly that explosiveness came in use just then to stop that 2v, what would have been a 2v the goalkeeper. As you see, Majura held onto the ball too long. 4-second call, and now an indirect free kick for the Pumas. Connolly rifles it into the roof of the net. A very simple and avoidable situation for Futsal Factory that sees them go a second goal down. Okay, with the shot, saved by Tran. Those sorts of situations are where Futsal Factory, if they want to be competitive in matches, need to tighten up. A team who has been very used to being at the top of the league, having won the competition several times 4, 5, 6 years ago, have struggled in recent times with the pace and the level of the competition having gone up drastically. Tiong for Jahel, now John Van der Heijden, 2v1, Livings at the far post. Never quite got there. Van der Heijden had to play the pass, hoping he was going to get to the far post, but McKay does well against Alexander, but Tiong can't bring that ball down. Livings intercepts well, standing back for McKay, and just misread the movement of Livings. Jahel for Punselli. Excellent movement from the Pumas. Changing systems between 3-1 and 4-0 very fluidly. Finn Alexander was a little bit deep there, though. He's cut out that pass. But he did allow a Factory initially to counter-attack. Punselli for Jahel to Tiong. Tiong taking a little bit too long on the ball. Alexander drops it off for Jahel. Punselli's in a good spot. Good ball for Tiong to cut back. Little fake down the line. Cut back inside, but a good save from Majura as he wrings his hand. That shot stung. Punselli for Alexander. Into Tiong. Back for Alexander. Punselli moving off the ball. Jahel. Punselli calling for the ball at that far post, but Tiong again, probably a little bit deep there. If he was 5 or 6 meters higher, his teammates able to play him the ball in a dangerous position. That ball's out of play by the referee. Alexander holding the ball up. Letting the play develop. Drawing the opposition. Oh, Tiong's pass again wasn't good, but his movement there was excellent. And now Alexander receiving the ball after Tiong's little dummy. That was much better from Tiong. That creative movement, making it difficult for Standing to track him. Puntelli catches Standing. Now Livings, Standing. Vesey caught on his heels. John van der Heijden won the ball. A little bit scrappy, though, as he wasn't really supported by teammates. Tiong with that little shift from outside to in again. Gets his shot off. Saved by Madura. Jahel gets the ball into Vesey. Shots blocked by McKay. Tiong. Van der Heijden cuts out the shot. Finds Standing. Finds Livings. Then to Van der Heijden. This is better from Factory. Good tackle from Puntelli on Standing. That's a timeout for Futsal Factory. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, we're back. Van der Heijden looking for McKay. Finds him. Good header saved by Tran. Now at 3v2 for the Pumas. Jean moves well. Vesey's ball back across. Just out of reach for the man whose locks are getting more and more flowing. He switched on, getting to the ball quickly too. Plays Puntelli. Connolly's ghosted to the far post. Jean with the shot. McKay stands his ground, blocks it. You can see the Pumas moving off the ball, trying to create some space and lose their player. Vesey opens up, gets the ball out to Jean. Into Connolly, one-on-one. Standing does a good job to get back though and help his teammate double up. Against a pivot like Connolly, you want to make sure as much as possible you're second defending, giving your teammate help defensively. And he did that really well just there. Puntelli calling for the early pass. Dragged that shot wide though. McKay receives from Madura. Has a slightly loose first touch, ends up working for him. Beats Puncelli and Connolly. Good save by Tran. And McKay recovered in order to put a challenge in on Jean. Wasn't able to actually win the ball, but made it difficult for him. But Van der Heijden beats him down the outside, and a good save by Tran from standing. Good work by Futsal Factory there. Now, can they make something of it? Puncelli gets a touch on the corner. Puncelli being told to come off next opportunity. McKay receives. Connolly puts pressure on, but McKay beats him well. Puncelli beaten again. And a finish at the far post by Van der Heijden after a good ball across from standing. And Futsal Factory may just have found themselves a way back into this game. If they can shift that momentum now, just before half time. It, of course, will still be very difficult with, at the moment, their lack of any subs, but even if they get one here. Connolly at Madura. Good save from Madura. But yes, physically over the course of the match will be difficult for Factory, but if they can change the momentum early enough and get themselves a little bit of a buffer in the lead, it would make a big difference at the end of the game, mentally and physically. Connolly beats Van der Heijden, finds Vesey, back for Connolly. Jean at the far post, saved by Madura. McKay to Livings, now to Van der Heijden, back to Livings. Tries to beat Vesey. Can't do it. Stephenson's pass is loose. Hear the call from John Van der Heijden. Let's not get too excited. We've got one goal, but we need to be smart about what we're doing. Stephenson for Vesey. Back for Stephenson. Good movement from Connolly to try and draw the fixo out. Successfully did it. Van der Heijden now resets. Connolly for Vesey. Standing does well. Jean. Connolly with a metre of space. Cannot give him that much space in the attacking half because he will punish you. Good little pass inside from Jean. Opened up the space for Connolly. And a little drop of his shoulder. Got himself the metre and a bit that he needed. As we see now, he put pressure on John Van der Heijden to win the kick-in. Good skill down that left sideline by Tiong. Manages to keep the ball in and win a corner. Connolly goes for goal himself. Shots blocked. Did have Jean to his left and Stephenson to his right. Stephenson's corner's cut out by McKay. As we are about to enter the 2-minute stop clock time at the end of the first half. Tiong has a touch we refer to as a touch like an elephant. McKay looks to beat him down the line but can't get it in play. Jean comes off for a well-earned rest. Stephenson and Tiong exchanging passes. Factory again content to be sitting at halfway, trying to keep the Pumas within reach towards the end of the game, conserve energy. Standing, his pass was misplaced, but it's ended up with McKay. But he can't beat the two recovering Pumas. Connolly with a good turn. Good defending, though, from Van der Heijden. And Standing. But he just ran out of room here on that left touch line. Alexander. Back to Stephenson, squaring up to Connolly. The Pumas moving the ball around. Trying to draw Futsal Factory forwards out of their defensive shape. Standing does well. Now they've got a 3v2 Factory. McKay goes for the shot. Deflection. Now there could be a 2v1 for Pumas, and there is. Good recognition from Tiong. And a good finish after Factory had the 3v2 going forwards. Made a little bit of a meal of it. The Pumas didn't, to put themselves 4-1 up. Good finish low by Tiong into the corner. Livings dispossessed by Connolly. Saved by Majura. Double save by Majura. Potentially even a triple save. Livings finds McKay. Tries to get the ball with a back heel to Van der Heijden, but not on into the area where the on-rushing Van der Heijden needed it. Connolly looking to flick the ball up for a volley for himself. Touch was just a little bit heavy up in the air. Majura trying to throw for Standing, but just ends up in the hands of Tran, and that will be halftime, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back very soon. All right, we are back for the second half. Score is 4-1 in favour of the Perth Pumas. Great ball from Van der Heijden to McKay. Excellent tackle there from Punselli, recovering. That would have been a very good start for Factory if they had been able to get in behind there and get a goal or even just a shot on target. As it was a good ball by Van der Heijden. Standing. Livings. His pass flashing across. Goal out for a goal throw. Punselli for Jahel. Down the line for Vesey. Good tackle there by Standing. Jahel has time to turn. Didn't change the angle of his shot though. Blocked by Van der Heijden. Punselli shot goes wide. Standing holds the ball up well. Tries to find Livings inside, but pass is cut out by Punselli. You see Futsal Factory players getting there to support a little bit late. Very punishing amount of work, especially on a proper sized futsal court. Even if you have got 2 subs, it's very, very hard work, but when there's none, Jean's passes behind Jahel. Good pressure from McKay. His teammates struggling a little bit. Good movement again from the Pumas. Oh, Punselli could have set Jahel earlier. As it is, his shot hits the bar, but he would have been in had a better angle at goal had that ball come a little bit earlier from Punselli. Jahel just having to delay going into his shooting setup. Excellent movement by Jean. Punselli's shot blocked by McKay. Good dummy from Punselli. Jahel has very, very good shooting technique and will be disappointed with that effort. Punselli wins the ball. Beats Livings. Gets it back from Vesey. And an own goal in off of Van der Heijden. A little bit unlucky there for the brother John because he'd done the right thing tracking back hard. Just a little bit unlucky with the bounce. Good work by Punselli down that right-hand side though. Getting into a good situation. And the Pumas looking now at 5-1, looking very comfortable and now hopefully for them, by the looks of it, they'll have the opportunity to be a little bit more comfortable. While obviously, with the way that they're playing, still pushing for goals. Oh, and a really good dummy by Punselli allows the goal to go in behind him while making the goalkeeper think he was making a play for it. Oh, we missed it. Sorry, ladies and gents. You'll just have to use the replay. The skip back button. McKay down the left. In on goal. Can't finish past Tran. His shot going out at the near post. Jahel, good save by Majura. And Stephenson fluffs his lines there. I think he was closer to goal than the actual height of his shot ended up being. Stephenson trying to find Connolly. Passes cut out. Van der Heijden beats Jahel. Toe poke. Good save by Tran there. A very good save by Raiden Tran down low. McKay driving forwards, dispossessed by Jahel. Futsal Factory kick in. Van der Heijden trying to get McKay in on goal, unable to. Connolly, good skill. Shot blocked by Van der Heijden. And then Ollie Standing able to put the ball out of play. With 12 and a half minutes to go, it's hard to see a route back into the game for Futsal Factory. It's more just damage limitation at the moment. As that pass is flashed across goal by Matt Stephenson. John Connolly didn't finish it, but at the moment it's very much one-way traffic. That ball off of McKay's heel. Stephenson plays Alexander. Now the Pumas with a 3v2. And Finn Alexander with a really good drive into the far corner. Puts his side 7-1 up. Like I said, it's a little bit of a case of damage limitation at the moment for Futsal Factory, with no subs having arrived. They're creating the odd chance themselves, and McKay is a very good goal scorer, but there is only so much you can do with no subs. Connolly playing Alexander, who's kind of rugby tackled there, but Livings did enough. McKay with a great touch. Oh, and that ball's come off him and stayed in play. Connolly, very unlucky there for McKay. Majura tries to release Standing, but Stephenson got a touch for the Pumas. McKay receives. Beats Tiong. Showing good feet at the moment to hold the ball up. Now Van der Heijden finds him out near the corner and receives the return ball. Just couldn't get his finish inside that near post. Tiong carrying the ball forwards. Alexander finds Tiong again. Heavy touch by the young man, and it's cleared up the court by Factory. Connolly takes a kick in. Tiong one-on-one with Van der Heijden. Steps back, electing not to be sucked in. Shot deflects off the inside of his leg. Good save down low by Madura at his near post, unsighted. Definitely not an easy save to make. Stephenson out to Alexander. Stephenson's pass, a little bit loose. Tiong does well to keep it in play and then win possession and then potentially win the corner. He did win the corner. Good call by both referees, exchanging little glances. Oh, Connolly beats one. His shot then smashing into the defender as he's taking a leave of absence from the match. Alexander. Stephenson. Alexander's near post shot saved by Madura. Van der Heijden using his athleticism there to win the ball and reset it. And now standing. McKay's got Van der Heijden driving forwards. Sort of ran out of passing options as everyone had moved to one side. Vesey for Tiong. Stephenson, Alexander. Young man just returned from the National Futsal Championships where he was in the under-16 side. Had a little bit of a disappointing tournament, that team overall, but will be better individuals and as a group in future. We have a timeout, so we'll be back in just a minute. One minute. Timeouts, yeah? Yeah, 1 minute timeout. Yeah, one per half per team. In the Supa-Liga. In the Supa-Liga B, it's one per game. It's... Who called the timeout? Futsal Factory, cool. So it's keeper's ball, yeah? Doing really well. Only thing I'll say, a little bit more communication. Especially, like, these two teams are easy. But when you start getting dickheads around, when a game gets fiery, if you're talking, it'll shut them up a little bit earlier. We are back as Futsal Factory restarted play, but Pumas are on the counter. McKay with a good touch. Van der Heijden firing that pass into him. McKay driving forwards. Vesey cuts out the pass and Tiong picks up the loose ball. Driving forward for a 3v2. McKay takes him out. John Van der Heijden making the argument that it was only a little bit. Panseli on the ball, looking for a space. Majura down low. The wall does its job. Vesey against Van der Heiden. Oh, Alexander had the chance to go forwards. Good tackle there by McKay. He's on a yellow card now, though. Needs to be careful. Good tackle again. Vesey makes space. Saved by Majura. A little toe poke. Very little backlift there. It's just unfortunate for him that it was a little bit straight. Alexander's able to drive. Vesey plays Tiong. Oh, Tiong was about to return pass. Had to check his pass, though. And Standing blocks the pass from Alexander. Panseli makes space. Tiong with the shot off the outside of the post. I think Majura had it covered. Sliding on his knees just to make sure he was down low enough. I think if that ball had been inside the post, he would have gotten to it before it went in, out for a corner. Alexander looking for Panseli. He was winding up for the volley. Saw his name up in lights after that. Unfortunately for him, Van der Heiden got the header and cut it out. Now, Jahel again, not getting the ball quite far enough out in front of him as he drives. Ends up getting too much under it. McKay cuts out the pass from Jahel. 3v2 for Factory. Living's trying to find Standing, but the pass is cut out with a desperate challenge from Kevin Panseli. Panseli cuts out the pass from McKay, intended for Livings. Majura's throw is loose. Panseli seemed to be falling over for about 5 seconds there while trying to play a pass. Vesey trying to return the ball to Jahel. Van der Heiden's in behind. Panseli does well to recover. Maybe didn't pick his pass as well, just then had Jahel down the line and for a more complicated option. Majura plays McKay. Standing gets it back to McKay. One-on-one with Vesey. Now Van der Heiden, little dink. Perhaps intended for the top corner, but would have really struggled to beat Tran from there with that effort. Jahel does well to beat Van der Heiden, but then gives possession away, and then Jean comes and helps him clean up. Standing with the kick-in. Plays Livings. Oh, it's a very good idea. Unlucky there from Harry Livings. Good idea. Just the wrong side of McKay with the pass. Jean receives. Now Jahel. Vesey. Out to Jean. Jahel for Panseli. Back to Jean with the left foot shot. Majura saves. Jahel ready to take the kick in. Jean moving into the middle. Vesey for Jahel. Cut out by Livings, but back to Vesey. Great read by John van der Heijden there. Uses athleticism. Good save by Tran. Only needed to make one as well as the ball bounced off van der Heijden at the second attempt and out for a keeper's ball. Jean for Puncelli. Good movement off the ball by Jean, just taking his defender away. Trying to open something up then. And he finds Puncelli with a great little dink. Puncelli too calm. Could have had another touch, drawn the goalkeeper and finished. Jean does well to recover goal side. Van der Heijden finds McKay. To Standing, who gets it back from McKay. And a volley just wide with the left foot volley flashing it across goal. There's been good moments in this match from Factory, but as discussed earlier, they're just struggling to keep up with the pace of the Pumas, who are able to roll 3 subs on and off during the match. And at this level, this intensity, and with the skill level of some of these players, that's just not really practical. Jahel can't keep the ball from Puncelli in play. McKay's pass was tired, given away, and now Connolly looking to make himself a metre of space. Finds Jean, whose shot flashes wide. Standing unhappy with the attention from Puncelli. Puncelli's shot deflected over. Another corner kick for the Pumas. Connolly with a little dummy inside, little jink, and then made space for his left foot shot. Good block by McKay. Jahel trying to beat Van der Heijden down the line, can't do it. Majura reads the run of Jean at the far post really well and cuts out that pass from Jahel. And that will be full time, ladies and gentlemen. A 7-1 win for the Perth Pumas. We saw goals in the first half to Matt Stephenson, Gordon Tiong, and 2 for John Connolly. In the second half for the Pumas, Kai Jean, Finn Alexander, and an own goal. Kai, Kevin, Matt, and John Connolly got an assist apiece, and Mar Jahel got 2 assists. For Factory, there was a goal for John van der Heijden and an assist from Oliver Standing. We will just get the stats at the moment. We'll be back in just a sec. The stats up on the screen. You can see Pumas with 443 passes to 305 to Factory. The Pumas ended up with more completed passes than the Factory did attempted passes. Possession was 64% for Pumas, 36 to Factory. Total shots 51-22. 39 on target for the Pumas, 14 for the Futsal Factory, and the final score, our stat keeper made a slight error. The final score was 7-1, not 8 as it's appearing on the screen at the moment, but a very convincing win for the Pumas. We'll be back very soon with the next men's Superliga match. Thank you.